Sci-Fly, for the qualification, all three games are mirror civs, and all three games are on the map pack. At the main event, game 1 is map pack, and then game 2 and 3 are home maps. So, and then it's done hidden pick civs as well. Right, so Nomad going to be our third game coming up, and I'm going to load that up right now over here. Thank you guys for tuning in, much appreciated. People wondering where's Viper? He is in the main stage already. This is the qualification stage, and Viper, Nicov, Tim, and TaToH are the 4 players in the main event. They have been directly invited. The other 4 players have to qualify, and those players will be decided at the end of next week as we go through our qualification bracket here. So this is the first round of the qualification, round of 16. The next round is the round of 8, and the 4 winners out of the round of 8 go into the main event to face up against Viper, Tim, Nicov, and TaToH in a 7-week round robin with a grand final on week 8. So we're going to be streaming here on this channel every single weekend at 15 GMT every single Sunday, giving you the latest action. Also, if you want to head over to the website, escape.gg/all-stars, you'll be able to see all news information, the league table, the fixtures, and you'll even be able to enter into our giveaway to win an iPad as well. So make sure you do that. Anyway, we're going to get our third game going right now, and without any further delay, let's go. Nomad here for game 3, the decider between BacT and Spaden to see who is going to progress into the round of 8 for the qualification stage of the All-Star League. I'm looking forward to seeing how this one goes down. Nomad is classically a messy map, does tend to be quite exciting. There does tend to be a lot of laming. There tends to be a lot of craziness going on. And it seems like both players here are going to be as the Vietnamese. So this is going to be the first time that we actually get to see one of the newer civilizations in this tournament so far. Obviously, it is mirror civs, as we've seen already, but it's mirror civs out of 31 possible civilizations. First time we get Vietnamese. Now, the Vietnamese are actually a really fun civ to play. They are quite, they have parallels to the Mayans with their unique unit. But I'm very interested to see how this one plays out, as Nomad is always a little bit of a different style of map. So, with this one, both players are going to be starting fairly close together. I mean, the land mass here isn't too big, actually. It's quite a small land mass. We have a lot of water out to the left and to the north, and we've got Spaden building his dock in a pretty decent position here. BacT, where's his dock going to be? So far, he doesn't look like he's actually got a villager out to build one. So, Spaden off to a quick dock start, and he's going to be able to get the fishing ships out a little sooner, potentially. As a result, though, BacT has managed to get his TC up a little bit faster and already get his first villager out, while Spaden's only just queuing it up. So minor differences, a minorly different start to both players here. And people in the chat saying BacT is playing as his home civ, as the Vietnamese, of course. Sadly for Spaden, there is no Swedish civilization in the game. The closest you're going to get is Vikings, I guess. But yeah, no Swedes. So Spaden's got deer very close to his TC. This is nice. He's got 6 deer here, so it's a very large deer patch. He's got the boar just to the north, and he's got decent sheep as well. He's actually got 3 boar in total. Oh, that's really unfortunate for Spaden. If we look at Spaden's point of view, his line of sight, he doesn't see the 3rd boar. That's really unlucky. He'll see the 2nd boar at the front, but he doesn't see the one back here. Maybe the wild boar will just kind of wander into his line of sight, but it's unlikely. And Spaden, he's going to get that first boar in very quick, hopping into the TC to save his villagers. Nicely done. Very, very good boar lure for him. BacT, on the other hand, his boar is very close to the town centre, but he's not taken it yet. He's got 2 villagers out on the wood. He's got 5 villagers on the sheep. Now is the time to grab that boar, I feel. And it looks like Spaden, in my opinion, off to a little bit of a better start. He obviously has the dock, but he doesn't have a fishing ship yet because he doesn't have the wood for it, but he's going to send out more villagers to wood and start getting his first fishing ship out very soon, whereas BacT still doesn't have his dock just yet. Looks like it's going to come up now at the north of the map. He's going to build it up here. And I mean, I'm interested to see now who's actually going to have the dock up first, because both players now sending more villas out to the wood. We've got 4 for BacT. We've got 4 for Spaden. It could even be a close one in the end. So, unfortunate for Spaden that he's not seeing this boar here, because that could be a game changer for him, having all that extra food. But one thing to note about Nomad is scouting information is absolutely crucial. You need scouting info. And the Vietnamese are a really interesting civ, because the Vietnamese bonus is that they get to reveal the enemy positions at the start of the game. That means that both players can see where their opponent's town centers are for free at the start. That's a really, really big advantage to have in Nomad. Imagine, because I mean, your TC could be literally anywhere on the map. You could start anywhere. And knowing where your opponent is really valuable information. Of course, both players are the same civ, so they both get that information. But imagine if it was a non-mirror matchup and you had Vietnamese versus, I don't know, let's just say any other civilization in the game. That is a really nice bonus to have. So, since they both know where each other are, they are going to be able to avoid each other, obviously, and prevent any villager casualties. I can't tell you the amount of times I've seen villagers running into the enemy TCs and dying, unfortunately for them. But looking at the map, just look at the scouting. This is something we saw on Steppe as well. Remember on Steppe, both players had the little horse. He did a little bit of scouting for both players, but he had a very low line of sight, or she, I guess, could be either. BacT had much better scouting on Steppe. And if we look at Spaden's map, just look at the mini-map now. I'll switch it over to BacT. That is a lot of scouting. And one of the key things that BacT has done is he's scouted the shoreline all the way around the edge. He knows where that shoreline is. That's valuable to know. But also, what's really unlucky for BacT, he didn't see the dock. That one, I mean, he was looking for the dock, because that's why you would typically go and scout around the shoreline. Find your enemy's dock. You know where their dock is. You know where they're going to be fishing. You can immediately target the fishing ships. But poor BacT didn't scout one tile to the left. He doesn't see the dock. Spaden, on the other hand, his scouting, he's not explored the shoreline at all, really. He might do it with the sheep, for example. But right now, he's got other things on his mind. And that is going to be walling off. And I did call it at the start of this game. Nomad is a map. You see quite a bit of laming. You see quite a bit of other stuff. As someone quite rightly said in the chat, though, when you see the house, it could indicate that there's a dock there, since the house is quite likely to be next to the dock. But it's not guaranteed. But I guess BacT might have a tip-off about that due to the house location. But yeah, Spaden, as I say, coming in on the right side with the wall off. And I like that. He's going to maybe just come around to the left and wall out the gold. He could come over and wall out the stone as well. And that could really deprive BacT of a lot of resources. Fortunately, he does have the gold at the north, which is really fortunate, since if he does lose access to this gold here, that would be it. He would be screwed. But still, Spaden right now getting off to a pretty lame start here. I want to check the food counts for both players and the pop counts. BacT already at 28 population, Spaden on 25. So BacT starting to pull ahead. He's got a lot more fish out, I believe. It's 4, 5, 6 fish versus the 5. So it's only one more fishing ship, and that must mean he's got one more villager as well. Or even 2 more villagers. As BacT here actually doesn't have loom. Spaden does have loom. So BacT up to feudal. Spaden going to be a lot slower, actually, as he just doesn't quite have the food yet. This third boar has finally made it in, though, and he still has sheep and deer. So the food should be there for Spaden pretty soon. But BacT with a much faster feudal time, and probably well, he might go for a second dock. Yeah, there it is. It's on the left-hand side. So the second dock is up. More fish coming out. But he's going to make a couple of galleys once he gets to the next stage. He could go for the fire galleys. Obviously, the full feudal and castle age ships are there for the Vietnamese. And typically, you know, when you see a normal Nomad game without the expansions, it's quite common to see fire ships in the Castle Age anyway, so maybe we'll just see fire galleys from BacT if he remembers that there are fire galleys in this game. But still, I am liking these walls from Spaden. And so far, BacT has no idea. He's not got any vision of the walls. Spaden building them just out of the line of sight. Look at that. It's just here and here. Beautiful. Well played by Spaden here to do this. And it's going to keep BacT contained a little bit, to say the least. We've also got a dock on the far right side from Spaden here as well. So the second dock for both players coming up. But Spaden doesn't know... Okay, he probably might know where the dock of BacT is then. He did end up using that sheep to scout the shoreline, as I said before. He doesn't know about this dock here, though. He didn't scout far left here. But he may assume there's a dock here. And he would be wrong, because there's a house at the shoreline, but there is no dock. There is, however, a dock up here, and Spaden hasn't scouted it, but he might have a rough idea. Anyway, sneak villager in the back, and this could be really interesting if Spaden ends up doing something big with this. Once he gets to the feudal age, he could go for a range back here and start making archers. The Vietnamese archers do have extra HP, and that's a really, really nice bonus for them. BacT, on the other hand, coming over to the left side to wall. Oh, that's brilliant. Look at that. BacT walling off on the left side. Unbeknown to him, Spaden's already started walling here, and they've just happened to have placed the walls at the same point. That's brilliant. But BacT, being so much faster to feudal, already has a galley out. He's already coming down here towards the south, looking for that dock. He's found the dock even with a villager now, so it's confirmed it is there. Dock confirmed, and Spaden taking an uphill fight versus that villager. But is he making the fire ship from the dock on the south side? Yes, he is. He's remembered the fire galley this time, and that should actually keep his fishing ship quite safe, because one fire galley will easily deal with a couple of galleys in the early game. So, good stuff from him. Now, I want to keep a close eye on this villager back here, but right now, BacT is completely walled into his side of the map. Spaden has got a complete team wall, basically, completed. He even managed to kill the villager from BacT over here as well, but he does risk losing his own villager now to the galleys. He should be okay. Yeah, running away. So, I think Spaden's off to a decent start. 32 pop, though, versus 38, so BacT does have the pop lead. But Spaden coming around the back with the fire galley, BacT's going to be caught out by that. And the galleys here are being repelled by the fire galleys as well. So I actually really like this. I do think that this is looking interesting for Spaden. But BacT could, I guess, come and break down these walls with his villagers. It looked like he was going to come over and attack them. 2 ranges behind here, though, so he's not like sort of neglecting the land army, but the range is coming up at the back for Spaden. I like this a lot because BacT gold villagers are incredibly exposed. Spaden doesn't know they're there, though, and he might end up going the wrong way. He might end up not finding them, but still, I do like this from Spaden a lot. Right now on the water, Spaden's going to find the fish, and we've even got BacT adding in some fire galleys as well. Spaden reminding BacT quite kindly that they do exist. And, yeah. I just want to say, though, real quick, that I see in the chat some people are cheering for Spaden. I don't want to be biased, but I do want to kind of put this game into perspective a little bit. That BacT is the more experienced player here, so Spaden's actually doing very well to even get 1-1 and look pretty solid in this game as well. And BacT has had much better performances in the Escape Gaming Leagues so far. So if Spaden was to knock BacT out here, it would be a really big upset. That's for sure. Now on the water, BacT's going to find some of the fish, which is good for him. And Spaden, trying to get the wall off across the middle of the map, will succeed in closing it out, but he will be pushed away by these archers from BacT. Spaden's fully committed. He's doubling down at the back here of BacT's base with a second range, leaving the front of his own base very exposed and very open. One of these walls has only got 36 HP, so that could go down very quickly if BacT was to attack it, and I imagine BacT will probably do just that. So Spaden's got to be careful, because if BacT does come through here, he is quite defenseless. He doesn't have enough stone to build a tower because he built all these walls, and the piece of wall here is being taken out as well. Spaden's going to try and wall it off, but of course there's army from BacT right here, and he has got fletching, so could end up sacrificing a couple of vills, but it's worth it. if he can delay those units getting through. Absolutely worth it in the end. And yeah, Spaden closing it off. That's really good. He just needs to close this piece off on the left, and it's all good for him. Barracks and a market coming up here as well, just to close it off even more. And he's safe and sound for the time being. 41 pop for Spaden. BacT on 50. He is pulling ahead. He is really pulling ahead. And I think Spaden lost most of his fish, which is a big problem. He's down to just 2 fish versus the 6 for BacT over here. And Spaden doesn't want to let those fishing ships stay up for too long, because otherwise Spaden here is going to really fall behind in food income. And that's going to hurt his castle age time. That's going to hurt him quite a lot. Spaden, though, giving himself up right now as BacT builds an outpost out here. Spaden's coming into the gold. Oh, yeah, he's going to find the villagers out here. He might even deny the watchtower if he micros these units well. It's going to be hard, though, because BacT is moving with his own army as well. And this is why it was so important for BacT not to neglect his army production. He is actually going to be able to clean this up, I think. Spaden will have to get out of there because that tower's coming up. That's going to do a lot of damage as well. He's outnumbered in this army, and Spaden's throwing it all away underneath this tower. This army is gone. And Spaden now is in a risky position because these two ranges are very exposed. BacT has the military advantage. He could come in here with a couple of villas and wall this up and shut it down. So, yeah, Spaden here, it's kind of fallen apart for him. He's going to lose a villager, I think. It looks like he will lose this villager on the left-hand side. So, it was a nice attempt. It was a nice attempt, but BacT is going to shut it down. And as I say, BacT has a lot more food income from that water control that he's got. He's got the fishing ships out. And that means that BacT has clicked up to the castle age as well. Spaden, on the other hand, he's got 25 food in the bank. He can't afford another villager. He's making skirmishes from these ranges. And it all hinges on this now. Can he do enough damage with this aggression, this sort of sneak aggression? I think with the skirms he could repel this, but I don't think he could do it overall. When BacT gets to the castle age, I fear for Spaden's future in this game. It doesn't look too promising, to say the least. It even looks like he may end up losing this army again as well. So Spaden here, 1 archer more to come out, and it's going to get cleaned up. So it looks like BacT will successfully wall these ranges up and shut this down. Feel pretty bad for Spaden right now because he did have a good opportunity back here, but it didn't work out. It kind of backfired a little, and ultimately, with BacT having all this extra fish, he is going to be in the castle age in just a sec. And once he gets there, well, all hell could break loose. Stable coming up for BacT, and we're going to see knights coming out for him by the looks of things. He doesn't have that much surplus food, but what's quite amusing is that he doesn't even have a single farm right now. He was just taking the deer on the right side and relying on those fish, which is quite surprising. But if I was BacT, I'd probably start adding some farms round about now, because he's not going to be able to afford knights and villagers. But even still, it's certainly looking very good for him, to say the least. Spaden, though, actually on the left side with the fire galleys, will come in and sink a couple of these ships. So, you know, this is good, but he needed to do this 5 minutes ago, not now. It's really valuable to take them out, of course. He has to take them out, otherwise BacT's going to get even more of an advantage from it. But if he was able to do this sooner, it would have been a much better sort of situation for Spaden in this one. BacT with a siege workshop on the front as well, and I'm wondering where the knights are. He has no food income. In fact, BacT has an idle TC right now with only 15 food in the bank, so I'm a little bit concerned about his food right now. But other than that, we've got a ram coming out, and I'm not sure where he's going to send the ram. He could actually just ram these buildings down, but it's just as effective to wall them up. He's actually got the ram coming out to the left, so maybe he's going to try and ram this down and break through the walls here. I don't actually know. But BacT needs to sort out its economy, that's for sure. He could add a second TC right now with these resources, but it doesn't make sense to do that because he doesn't have the food income to support villager production. It probably makes more sense to seed a bunch more farms, make sure he's got the horse collar upgrade, and just, seed the farms. Get them all up and start getting the food income back on point. But for now, we got more archers coming out for BacT, since he does have surplus wood and gold. And with the ram coming through as well, he will once and for all bust through here. And he's going to have a very easy way into Spaden's base, who's actually building a watchtower right now to try and defend it. But he needs to wall that up. He needs a piece of palisade in front, because otherwise the ram could come in and take the watchtower down quite easily. So it's a little bit scary. But Spaden, it's not all over. It's certainly not all over. He has made it up to the castle age himself. He's at 20% right now, and he's got a couple of stables coming up. He actually has a lot more farms than BacT, so now he's taking down the fishing ships. Spaden might actually have more food income than BacT right here, and that could be quite significant because BacT is on 54 pop. Spaden is on 54 as well, and with 2 stables coming up, it wouldn't surprise me if Spaden can actually outproduce BacT here. BacT actually doesn't have the food to get the researches he wants. He can't afford Bodkin Arrow. He can't afford Elite Skirm. He can't afford Crossbow. But he doesn't want those anyway. I mean, okay, Crossbow could be really useful. Bodkin Arrow could be useful. But right now, I think Knights are going to be the option for him. That's going to be the route he wants to take. But with this many archers, it certainly would be nice to get that Crossbowman upgrade. There you go. It's coming in. But yeah, he doesn't need Bodkin Arrow yet. He doesn't need Elite Skirm, obviously. But my point was, he just doesn't really have the food to get all the techs he wants whilst creating enough villagers, whilst creating constant stream of knights. And so Spaden, with 2 stables back here, with a lot more farms, with a lot of surplus gold in the bank, with more villagers being able to go over to gold once he gets to the castle age, I think he's got a chance in here. I think he's got a chance. Now, I can't remember if the Vietnamese get bloodlines. I think they do. Yeah, they do. So they can make decent knights in the castle age. They can go up to cavalier, but past that, not really worth it. They don't get husbandry, they don't get paladin, and at the blacksmith they do get all of the researches or the techs. But I do think that for the Vietnamese, you really want to transition anyway into your rattan archers and sort of arbalest if you want, or imperial skirms in the imperial age. But for the castle age, yeah, knights are fine, more than fine. Spain right now, castle age up, 2 knights coming in and blacksmith coming up. Has he lost his blacksmith or did he not build one? Because if he's not going to blacksmith up yet, he is rushing it. I think he needs +1 defense on the knights. Just waiting for there. Oh, he's actually got +1 already. Okay, so +2 defense coming in on the knights. Absolutely crucial upgrade to get, and that's going to be huge if BacT does not get Bodkin Arrow. Because BacT right now has +1, but no Bodkin Arrow. But there's Bodkin Arrow coming in. So this is a really crucial tech now. Now that Spaden's doing +2 on the knights. But since he's going to have it, and he's going to have the hill, oh, it's going to be tough. It's going to be really tough for Spaden to push out here. For now, though, Spaden can hold on with the tower in defense. At the back of the map, he has managed to get a stable up with a villager back here. He's got a knight over this way as well, but I think BacT will wall that up in time. So, looks like BacT's got that contained for the time being. But yeah, really, I think Spaden needs a good number of knights here to engage this. I'm thinking, I mean, how many crossbows has he got? He's got about 12 crossbows, a couple of knights. He's probably going to need... I think he could do it with 6 or 7 knights. I think he could push that out. He's got +2 defense now. He could clean this up. If he comes in with the hill advantage, he could definitely clean that up. But I think Spaden wants to play it safe. He wants to make sure he's got enough knights out before he commits to this aggression. Because if he doesn't have enough and he loses his knights, he does risk just kind of losing the game right there. So, oh, nice play by Spaden. He actually has a transport ship out, so that's pretty huge. But, yeah, the knights for BacT going in, and he's going to see that Spaden's got techs. He's got bloodlines, he's got +2, and he will clean the knights up from BacT at the back. Right now, he's pushing out against the hill. And this is what I mean about having enough knights to engage this. He's only moving out with 4 out of his 7 knights. I think he needs to go with all of them together. Otherwise, he does risk losing them all. It does look like he will lose 3. And he might even get cleaned up here, as the other knights are coming in, but they're too late. Wow. Spaden, I think he should have waited, to be honest. He needed to wait. I think he needed to clean these knights up and go out with all 7 at the same time. If he'd have done that, I think he actually would have cleaned this up. And he would have actually probably killed all of this without losing nearly as much as he did. But Spaden will at least get this for now. With the 2 remaining knights, he should finish the rest off. He should be able to get the 2 mangonels as well. And at the back of the map, using the transport ship, he did make an attempt to do something over there. The knight Seems no. Oh, it died in the wood line, and the villager died as well, sadly for Spaden there as well. But yeah, I just think a little bit better grouping of the knights would have been much more successful for Spaden. But at the end of the day, he does take out the 2 mangonels, he does take out the crossbows, and he's regained the score lead. There is a direct route into BacT's base, but BacT has a lot of crossbows here. And bear in mind as well, these crossbows have extra HP. Not much, but I don't know if that makes a difference. They might actually be able to take one more hit from a knight. So that actually makes quite a big difference when you've got a big group of crossbows fighting knights in the open, which those guys were on the top of that hill. So yeah, I mean, right now I'm feeling like Spaden's definitely not out. He's definitely in a decent position here, but again, it's a similar position to last game where he's on 1 TC. He's got to do some damage, and I think he's going to drop a castle very soon. I think he's got enough stone income. He's going to put a castle maybe out on this hill to protect the gold and give him access to that later on. Maybe he'll put it a bit more aggressively. I don't know if he can get it out here, but either way, he could consider putting it quite aggressive and really launch an attack at BacT, because BacT's making a lot of crossbows here. If he can get the castle and get that Rattan archer out, he'll easily clean up the crossbows. So another fight coming in, and oh, a mangonel for Spaden coming out at a great time. This is going to push those crossbows away. Where is Spaden going with those villagers, though? Is it the castle? It's got to be the castle. The crossbows, in the meantime, they're going down. Good mangonel shots coming in to help. But they are really tanking those knights. I think the knights will finish it off again. And Spaden taking another decent fight. That's decent. But it gives him the opportunity now to drop that castle on the front. And now it's Spaden really putting on a lot of pressure. BacT's got a lot of idle farms back here. He's got a couple of monasteries up. And why did he make monasteries? To counter the knights. Well, Spaden's not making knights anymore. Well, he made a couple more, but I think he should stop knights right now. And I think he should just focus on Rattan archers from this castle. And then suddenly, these knights, these monks, they're not going to counter anything, really. Spaden going to complete the wall off with these villagers. Now they've gone idle. And he's going to get a TC up on the hill here for the gold. So this is a really good castle position. I thought the hill here would be good, but this is better. Gives him more of a platform to push from. It covers this gold as well, and it leaves him to build the TC in a safe spot on the gold on the front. But Spaden, I want to see the Rattan archers coming out here. Especially now there's a couple of monks from BacT as well. Especially now. But hey, this mangonel going to town on the TC. I'm actually feeling very positive about Spaden's position in this game. And again, it's similar to that last game. You've got BacT on 3 TCs. You've got Spaden on the 1. And Spaden getting very aggressive here. But please, Spaden, make the Rattan archers. This is the perfect unit for this situation. Your opponent's making a lot of crossbows and monks. The Rattan archer is your best friend. It seems like, though, he is committing to the knights. And I can kind of see why. Because he already has the techs for them. He's already got +2. He's already got +1. He's got bloodlines. If he was to go and switch into Rattan archers, he needs to spend money, resources on Bodkin arrow. He needs to spend resources on the defense upgrades. He'd probably want to go ahead and get a university for ballistics as well. And so I think Spaden's just kind of sort of shoehorned himself in to committing to the knights here. But this is kind of risky, since BacT will be able to defend with a few monks. And Spaden is not really producing as many monks. He's got a couple. But still, I mean, we saw a similar situation last game. We know Spaden can do this kind of aggression. So let's see what he can do here as he pushes in. BacT's going to go for the conversions. 2 conversions immediately coming off. Where is the reconversion, though? The monks aren't in the fight. This is a problem for Spaden, as a 3rd and 4th knight will get converted here. I think this one's going to get converted. Yeah, he got one. So 4 knights go down. And Spaden doesn't have his monks there to reconvert. This is a disaster in terms of how well this fight could have gone had he been able to reconvert the knights. He will be able to clean up most of the military units, but the knights that were converted will actually finish off his remaining knight here on the left-hand side. And Spaden now going to be able to trade 1 for 1 on the mangonels by the looks of things. But now, could you imagine if Spaden reconverted? That fight would have been really way more on his side. And he might even be killing this TC right now with the mangonel that's sitting right here. So, got to be very careful. Spaden committed a lot to that. And, oh, yeah, sorry, I said before Spaden was on 1 TC. He's on 2, obviously. But I think Spaden might have enough stone for another castle soon. And he could consider doing that. He is still gathering stone with 7 villagers back here. Oh, that's 8 even. But I don't think there's enough to actually get the castle by looks of things. He needs another 30 stone from somewhere, or 20 stone now. If he can get another castle up, where would he put it? That's the question. He could try and put it out here. I don't know if that's possible. Or he could make a really ballsy move and come and delete this and come around the back and put it out here. Who knows? But yeah, right now, I mean, BacT is defending pretty reasonably well. And BacT has got a bigger eco with the 3rd TC and all of these farms out here. But Spaden seems very committed to this aggression. It does seem like he's going to go in once again with the knights. This time, though, he needs to reconvert them. That's so important as the knights come in. But also, no rattan archers either, which is disappointing. But hey, the knights coming in once again. The conversions coming off once again. And where are the monks from Spaden? They're back here. They're out of position, and suddenly all the knights are dead. He will, though, go for the 2nd castle, and he will get it on the front. This is a nice game so far, but, man, this castle is, it's ballsy. But I don't think Spaden's doing enough damage. He's coming in with 3 rams. He's so committed to this. I like Spaden's playstyle, I really do. I love this kind of castle age aggression. But right now, there's not enough army to protect these villas. And these villagers, I think they'll get the castle up. I've got a feeling they'll get the castle up. But Spaden can't get too close because these knights will just get converted otherwise. And the castle's going to go up at a price of about 4 or 5 vills. But with the castle up, he could easily move on to the TC. And oh wow, he's gonna get like 2 monks with the castle here. That's pretty huge. That's free. Castle laying into this army as well. And that castle is a great platform for him to continue to push from. The TC is going to go down. And that was crucial. It was crucial that he got the castle there. So very well played by Spaden. Very well played. And if he can use this to now keep pushing through, look at all this unprotected economy from BacT. All of these villages are at risk. That castle may have changed the course of the game. This is great. This is really great. But please, Spaden, get the rattan archers out. Could you imagine the rattan archers here? They would do so well. They'd deal well with the monks at range. They'd deal well with the crossbows as well. But Spaden here sitting under his TC castle. He does see the castle going up at the back from BacT. He does see all this exposed economy on the right side as well, so he needs to push in. He needs to go for it. This castle's going up very quickly. If Spaden can stop it, that could be game. But I don't think he can. I think the castle from BacT, there's too many villagers. There's too much army protecting it, and I think the castle's going to go up, slowing Spaden down once again. But Spaden here, still pushing in with the rams. The knights could run past the castle into the economy at the back. These crossbows doing a lot of work. Spaden could really do with a mangonel here as well. He doesn't want to be fighting. He's fighting too much under the castle here. Throwing knights away to the castle, never ideal. Bear in mind, BacT does have +2 as well, so... yeah, Spaden losing too much. Fighting too close to the castle here. That is a mistake. But there are knights on the right side killing villagers. 120 pop for Spaden. BacT on 103. But BacT is going up to the Imperial Age. I can't believe it. BacT will hit him any second now. But what is his unit choice? What's his answer once he gets there? Because he's losing a lot of vills out here. Population dropping rapidly. Looks like we're going to see pikes. And a lot of barracks coming up. But Spaden is in a great position even still. He's pushing in hard. And he can get to town on this castle as well with the rams in here. The knights coming through. He's going to do what he can. But please, fighting under this castle, it's hurting to watch. He's sitting under a tower, sitting under a TC, sitting under a castle. And okay, he's causing a lot of idle time, that's for sure. But he could do a lot more damage back here with those knights. Because they're going down so quickly. But still, the castle here, taking some damage from these 2 rams. Looks like this ram's going to go down, though. Oh, no. Yeah, that ram's going to go down. And meanwhile, we've got a trebuchet deploying at the back for BacT. The knight coming in at the back here, though. And now, the response from BacT is going to be those pikemen, unupgraded right now. But BacT can afford a second castle, and Spaden needs to get to the Imperial Age. He has to go imp in this game now. I don't think he can finish this in the Castle Age only. Because BacT can stall him out, and stall him out, and stall him out with more and more castles. Especially since he's got all this stone back here. A second castle could come up on the left. And there's no way Spaden's breaking through that with rams. Not now. So Spaden's lost a lot of army. He's still doing a lot of eco damage, but he needs the Imperial Age upgrade. And I'm a little bit concerned that he's not going to be able to get it in time. We've actually got another castle here from BacT, as I said. And this castle from Spaden's going down. So the pushback's already sort of coming into play. Spaden doubling down. Another range coming up here, as it looks like he's going to start crossbow production. But meanwhile, BacT can start getting techs. He can start getting arbalest. It's on the way, 50%. He can start upgrading his pikes, but he doesn't have a blacksmith. But you know, he could get. Once again, yeah, I think with trebs and arbalest, I don't see Spaden really holding this. To be honest, where's Spaden's military now? It's nowhere in sight. Spaden, as I said before, he needs the Imperial Age. He's recognized that, and he is going to go and save up for it now. Now, BacT has a lot of stone, but he doesn't have any gold. He's got to be very careful with gold here. Oh, he has got gold on the right side. Sorry, no, he has got 500 gold left. But it's a good job he's pushing out when he is, because he needs to get some gold somewhere. And right now, I mean, since Spaden has such great map control, Spaden has most of the gold on his side. Here, 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 and here. So BacT coming in with the arbalest. Spaden doesn't want to fight. He wants to wait until he's got the Imperial Age, but he might have to fight before then. Oh, he's going to lose a lot of rams out here. Oh, that's expensive. That is very expensive. 5 rams. These guys are way out of position. They're going to get taken out. That's a lot of wood, a lot of gold just being wasted there. And Spaden's going to lose access to the gold on the front, which is something that BacT might immediately try and capitalize on here and bring a couple of vills in to gather it. In fact, he's looking for another castle himself. It looks like it's going to come up right here since he's building that, securing the gold further. Spaden, though, making a rush for the trebs. Nicely done. He will take them out by the looks of things. BacT actually blocking himself with his own gate here, preventing the pikemen getting to the knights. That's pretty huge. But meanwhile, BacT has completed Bracer, so these knights are just going to melt underneath this castle and fighting against these pikes as well. With this castle going up from BacT, I mean, it's a close one, but I think he's going to get it. I don't think there's enough here for Spaden to defend. And that castle's going to secure him gold as well. He'll probably take down the market, take down these camps, and get onto the gold himself. But now the shoe is really on the other foot. It's now Spaden, who is in the full defense mode. It's now BacT with the nice castle to push off from. And he's got more than enough stone for another castle or two as well. So we could see another castle coming up from BacT any minute now as well. He's got the villagers forward already. The question is, where will he put it? Probably right here if he takes down this TC. Who knows? BacT, so yeah, super low on gold, as I said before. He could sell some of his stone. It looks like he has placed another castle, though, on the left-hand side. And Spaden, this is just going to be like an insurmountable amount of pressure for Spaden to deal with. If he takes out the villagers, though, I mean, that could just be a waste with BacT. He's got to keep these villas alive. I mean, come on, dude. Elite skirms on the hill, taking them out, get them back to safety. But yeah, I think this is looking very nice for BacT right now. Treb out. He's going to go straight for the TC, of course. Oh wait, maybe he'll go for this castle, Treb up here. I didn't notice, but Spaden actually has a castle over here. So this Treb's actually going to go ahead and go for the... Okay, it looks like he's going for the TC. I'm not sure. But either way, BacT suiciding all of his vills. It's a doubt castle right here. It's a doubt castle, as the castle, or the villagers, will die to these skirms on the hill. I mean, Spaden's taking a good fight still. You know, he's fighting downhill. He's fighting skirms with against arbalest. But he's a bit outnumbered. And the trebs from BacT doing a lot of damage back here. Pike's coming in. Looks like he's going to be able to try and take down the trebs on the left-hand side. But what a wonderful game, to say the least. This is a very enjoyable game. But I think BacT is going to be able to take the TC down and probably this castle as well. BacT, no upgrades on these pikes, but if he can take down just one trebuchet, that gives BacT a very big advantage. But it doesn't look like the treb's going to go down. Spaden repairing it with the villagers. We've got 3 downhill shots coming in at a time from these trebs. And this hill, super important for Spaden, but he's lost most of his army there now. And now he's at the back with these skirms. He doesn't have the hill control anymore. The TC is going to go down. The castle, well, quick repairs, but I don't know. With all these units on the front, BacT could come in and take the hill and maybe even bring down the trebs with these archers. So, risky stuff. BacT will, however, lose his own castle here. Just building guard towers now, because why not? You don't see that every day. BacT's going for the old guard tower. But he's going to be able to push in a little more with that. Still, I mean, Spaden's holding very well. It's very impressive how he's held off. Guard towers just coming up all over the place. That's kind of funny. But yeah, BacT immediately getting back onto that gold here in the middle. Denying the gold on the left. And Spaden also not taking the gold on the far left. So Spaden's gold's looking bad. He's got 112. BacT's gold looking bad. He's got 240. But BacT is outnumbering Spaden in population. Oh no, my bad. It's even. They're absolutely even on population. So this is actually still pretty close. It's still pretty close. If Spaden can just hold this hill, that's really pivotal, I feel. If he can keep positioning his units on the hill, if he can keep his trebs alive, he could take down these towers. He could start pushing this back once again. Pressure is on, though. I mean, the guard towers are annoying, to say the least. I mean, in fact, these villagers, they're trying to bring the towers down, but there's 2, so he's not going to be able to pull that one off. BacT certainly knows how to be annoying with the towers, that's for sure. That is brilliant. 57-minute trush, exactly. You got it. But, yeah, I mean, Spaden right now, I don't think he has to risk these villagers here. This is kind of suicidal, almost. Oh, you're kidding me. He's got a couple of elite skirms in BacT's economy. He's actually killed a bunch of vills out here. I don't even think BacT has noticed, necessarily. Amazing. But yeah, I mean, I think Spaden doesn't need to suicide all these vills out here. The guard towers are doing the D. Would you believe it? 11 damage per arrow into those villagers. That's a lot of wasted villagers right there. Meanwhile, BacT just going to town on the stone wall on the left side. And, well, Spaden's calling it right there. GG. Well played. Good luck next, says Spaden. I think the pressure might be getting to him a little bit much. I think he felt like he was unable to defend on all fronts. He had BacT on the right side pushing in. He had the guard towers on the left pushing in. Guard towers on the front. And, yeah, I mean, it was a really good game. It was a very nice game of Nomad, and of course BacT's going to take the win there, but it really looks like it could have gone either way. In that mid game, you know, the mid portion of the game, you know, Spaden could have won that. It was super close. I think he took some bad fights. He didn't bring his monks with his army, and that's something I said a lot, but I think it's absolutely pivotal. If he'd have managed to reconvert some of the knights, he could have really gone to town on BacT's economy. He did a really good job, though, and as I said, just a few minor things, and he could have won that game. So G to the G, and BacT will progress into the round of 8, but hey, Spaden gave him a very good run for his money right there. Let's take a quick look at the final score. Oh, never mind. We've got our next game coming up there, so never mind. 2-1 to BacT. Our next game, going to be Lix versus Miguel. This is going to be a good one. Lix versus MBL. MBL, Miguel, same difference. This is going to be a good one. We'll be back in just about 10 minutes time. I know it's going to be a little bit of a longer break. I